Hello everyone, this is Dominic Cheli from Tonebase. I'm the head of piano at Tonebase, and I'm really excited about today's live stream, which is announcing a very wonderful partnership with the American Piano Awards. So today in this live stream, I'll be talking to you guys about this wonderful organization, this competition, why I think it's one of the most special in the world, and frankly, one of the healthiest competitions in the world. I'll be talking to you a little bit about what to expect, what to look forward to, because Tonebase and myself, we're very excited to be streaming the finals of this competition at the beginning of April 4th and 5th, to the world, and sharing this music, providing commentary, providing all different types of wonderful piano insight into what goes on at a top elite level competition. So if you have any questions about competitions in general, if you have some questions about this wonderful organization, American Piano Awards, feel free to write in the chat. One thing I'm going to do right off the bat is drop a link in the chat for everyone to take a look at. So if you're interested in supporting this wonderful nonprofit organization and helping young pianists in the United States, this is a really wonderful place to start. The American Piano Awards, this is an organization that I've been intimately familiar with ever since about 2020. It's something that really takes note of most pianists in the world, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why they're so special, and again, what this kind of unique process is, because this is not an ordinary competition. It's a little bit of something else. What's interesting about this competition, actually, is that there's going to be 5 finalists, and they are selected through an anonymous nomination process. You can't nominate yourself. You have to be nominated by the top experts, pedagogues, teachers, and artists in the world. So by doing that, every potential finalist will receive in their email box this fateful message that says, you've been nominated for the American Piano Awards. Please submit some recordings to take the next steps. And just like the name suggests, the American Piano Awards is a foundation that was actually founded by a few different musicians and pianists, notably Victor Borge, back in the 70s. And this is an organization that was dedicated to finding the best American talent. So this is a competition that is dedicated to American citizens and pianists here. So it's definitely something that reflects other different types of national competitions across the world. And indeed, the talent pool is quite endless, and every year it's stunning, the different artists that come through this competition. So again, with that anonymous nomination, you submit a recording and pretty much take the next steps. The reason this competition is rather unique is related perhaps to how other competitions work. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I find this competition so special, because I had the privilege of being a laureate back in 2021, their previous competition, when I was one of the 5 laureates. And I had just the best time. And ever since, I can't stop talking about why that was the best competition I ever took part in, why I encourage everyone to check them out, and also why I'm so excited to be partnering with them for this upcoming April 2025 gala. So one of the things that, first of all, excites me so much about this competition is that it not just honors classical piano, but it honors jazz piano as well. So every 2 years, it actually flip-flops. 2025 is the classical piano competition. Then 2027 will be the jazz. 2029 will be classical again, and so on. So I really love how it specializes in both disciplines, because they are very different. And we've been really privileged on Tonebase to have a number of different laureates and winners, whether it's the very popular Sarah Davis Buchner, Frederick Chu, that have been on our classical platform, or even different jazz artists like Dan Tepfer, Jeremy Siskind. These are artists that teach wonderful blues harmony and theory, whether it's through live streams or through courses. We've been very fortunate at Tonebase to work with just a multitude of artists that have come through the American Piano Awards system. So if you're curious more about jazz music, I definitely encourage you guys to check out the 2027 awards that will be coming up in just about 2 years' time. So again, going back to the way this competition differs from other competitions is the fact that, first of all, it's an anonymous nomination process. So already invite only makes it very, very exclusive. Only the best are going to be invited. And then on top of that, it's basically a year-long process. It's not a competition that happens in a weekend. It's a competition that starts way back in the fall, in fact, when each finalist will basically go to Indianapolis and begin this sort of rigorous process of performing concerts, engaging in chamber music, and more. And that's one of the things that makes it very, very special in comparison to the, at times, expedited process of a flurry of events across 1 week for other competitions. The other thing that makes this very unique, actually, is the fact that from that nomination process, you end up with 5 sole laureates, basically, finalists, which is different from most other competitions that accept 30, 40, 50, 60 competitors sometimes. And indeed, that process of whittling down to 5 is incredibly difficult. I mean, listening to the endless recordings, I don't envy the jury how much work and how much stress it must be to choose those final 5. But one of the interesting things I want to talk about a little bit is maybe the other side of the coin, what it's like to be a competitor and what it's like to engage with this kind of process versus a more standardized process. So in the standard competition world, for example, what will happen for most competitions is you'll notice that it's posted and you'll submit an application. You'll submit a competition fee, $100, sometimes more, and you'll hope that you get selected. And then the competition will typically announce 30, 32 pianists or instrumentalists of some kind, and then you'll be invited to basically a 1 week, maybe 2 week event where it's very compressed, lots of different activity happening. So with American Piano Awards, they skip past 30 straight to 5. And there's a very important reason why. And it actually has to do with their generosity and belief in the young artist being someone of great worth and wanting to value their time. You see, one of the great perks of this competition that they're very proud of is the fact that every single finalist, all 5 of them in fact, all receive just a flat cash prize. It's just built into the contract. After all, you are playing concerts, you're engaging in different activities, and American Piano Awards wants the pianists to be recognized for that, valued accordingly. And this year, it's a very, very wonderful flat prize of $25,000 to each finalist. That is kind of unheard of, frankly, across the competition circuit. As a young musician in your early 20s, mid-20s, even late 20s, that kind of opportunity is really exciting, to say the least. To put that in perspective, most other competitions, you submit an application fee, you get accepted, you're one of 30 to 60 people, then you have to, book a flight, pay for that. You have to then go to another city. You have to hope that they might provide host parents, someone to stay with. Otherwise, a hotel can get expensive if it's in New York City or elsewhere. And then if you're knocked out in the first round, you go home with oftentimes congratulations and a handshake and nothing more than that. And it can be sometimes tough, especially for younger students that frankly don't have jobs yet. They're not necessarily, working, teaching all the time. They're focusing on their craft, right? So instead of trying to make money, they're trying to, really become better at their instrument and practicing 8 to 10 hours a day. So a lot of times when I speak to my younger colleagues, I know that a huge factor into why they would or would not apply to a competition is just the financial barrier. How much am I going to potentially lose? How much am I going to bet on myself? And it can be a very stressful decision, I would say. Again, I mean, if you get to the semifinals, you might be lucky to break even in terms of getting some kind of award. If you get to the finals, typically you're able to make some money in most competitions. But that is something that really does stress a lot of people out for good reason. And I've been there, done that. I certainly remember those days of weighing the financial benefits of doing one versus not doing one, and where it's located and more. So in some ways, what's interesting about just selecting 5 people and paying them this flat rate, it does a great service actually to all parties. Sure, there are less people being involved in the competition, but I can speak for myself and many of my fellow colleagues across different conservatories and more. Sometimes we just kind of want the answer about the results sooner than later. If you're not accepted, it's sometimes nicer to find out quickly and just move on, instead of prolonging something that's uncertain and more. Of course, that's always going to be part of the competition circuit is the unknown. That's always part of it. But sometimes it is nice just to get the answer and decide to change your plan, your game plan moving forward, go to other competitions and more. So right off the bat, that's actually something that I know lots of young people really appreciate, myself included. And then, of course, if you are accepted to this competition, the American Piano Awards, being guaranteed this flat rate is really, again, a direct representation of this organization valuing the recitals, concerts, outreach, and more that you are doing, and basically compensating you for that, which is a very, very fair and noble thing, I think. Because after all, if there are no recitals, if there are no events, which are totally driven by the talent of young people, if there are no events, it's pretty hard for any organization, I would say, to sell tickets, raise money, and more. So I think it's just something that should be commended and celebrated, as being one of the noteworthy organizations that does that. So beyond that, again, American Piano Awards is very interested in finding the complete pianist, the complete musician, actually. And what I find really, really interesting about this whole competition is that it's not just solo music. Of course, there's a chamber music component, which the 5 finalists will be participating in just a short time at the end of March. There's solo recitals, a full solo recital, and then also chamber music concertos, or chamber concertos really, which are smaller in scale. Think Mozart concertos, Beethoven, maybe some Chopin, Clara Schumann. We're not looking at the big concertos like Rachmaninoff or Prokofiev. Those are saved for the finals, the last evenings. But what's also very inspiring is how American Piano Awards engages with the community. I remember from my time, I loved that it was required that each pianist go into various elementary, middle, and high schools in the area and interact with the kids, teach group piano lessons, give a master class, talk about why classical music is great, things like that. Now, those events are not evaluated as a process of the competition. It's not like there's a judge that's watching how you interact with different students and more. But it's highly valued, and it's really a core tenet of the mission of American Piano Awards. And frankly, I think that's really advocating for the future of classical music and building out a musician that believes in this kind of community work. So I really loved being able to interact with the different students and schools and sharing all of that music, and I'm sure all the finalists enjoyed that as well this past year. And so what's interesting though again is that starting from the fall all the way until the spring, almost 1 year, there's different events happening, public recitals, chamber music, and these are all going to be adjudicated. These concerts are going to be adjudicated by the jury. And so it's one of those things where you can't, as a pianist, choose to peak at just, 1 week. You have to kind of be good the entire year. You have to play well every step of the way. It's a very realistic process. It's kind of preparing people for the real world when you have to play concerts across a season. Various concerts and various different activities. And balancing that, navigating that, getting ready for what's next, having a large variety of repertoire, and more. So it's an incredibly practical and realistic type of season, I would say. And again, what's important to note is that value is really placed on all aspects, whether it's chamber music, concertos, or more. And I know that the chamber music component, dealing with the Dover Quartet, is really a stunning experience for any young musician to behold. Playing quintets, and there's a wonderful variety of works coming up. I know at the end of March, the finalists are performing the Bridge Quintet, the Mettner Quintet. There's all different repertoire pieces. And I think actually right now, it might be worth mentioning who the finalists are and celebrate their accomplishments. So here's a picture actually of the 5 finalists. So starting from the back, we have Michael Davidman, and then to his, to the right of the picture we have Angie Zhang, and then below Angie is Avery Gagliano, and then to the left is Sasha Kasman-Laude, and then right up is Elliot Wu. So I'm really looking forward to cheering all 5 of them on come April in just a few short weeks' time. I'm looking forward to listening to them and more. So what's pretty exciting about the way this competition works is, again, I had mentioned that there is a flat cash prize to each competitor. They're being, again, awarded for all of their hard work across this year-long process. But there is one winner, and that will be selected on the 5th of April. And for the winner, there is more substantial cash awarded, but more importantly, there's a number of other opportunities. The opportunities include, partnering with Steinway & Sons for various recording projects. It involves, booking of more concerts across the upcoming seasons and more. It also includes different marketing and PR support for the young musician to, kind of get off the ground. And there's a number of different ways that the competition continues to nurture the pianist, the winner, following the competition. Frankly, the competition itself, this organization really nurtures all the finalists and everybody involved, pretty substantially across the experience. So, but the winner does receive a little bit more of this wonderful, boost. And indeed, there's been some really terrific winners over the years. So I definitely want to bring that to your attention, because on the April 4th and 5th, streaming live from Indianapolis is when myself and a wonderful co-host will both be emceeing these finals. We'll be talking about the music. We'll be talking about the various pieces. The concertos are going to be very stunning. We actually have 2 Rachmaninoff thirds. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Rachmaninoff Rhapsody on a theme of Paganini. We also have a Prokofiev third concerto, and finally a Chopin first concerto. So it's going to be, again, 3 concertos on the first evening, 2 on the second. We'll be streaming live to the Tonebase YouTube channel, as well as live to the Tonebase website, so everyone can join in and watch together and really cheer everyone on. It's going to be really exciting with the guest conductor, Joanne Falletta, who's one of the pioneering conductors of our time, and of course the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. So I'm very much looking forward to this event, and again, sharing in the joy of all these different competitors. And I'd be remiss not to mention that the American Piano Awards has wonderful people associated with the organization. When I was participating in 2021, Joel Harrison was the president and CEO, and he did a remarkable job of building the competition really to where it is today. And now helming the organization is Chris Williams, who I actually know from a past life as my ex-manager, and he's such a delight to be around, to work with, and I can't think of a better person to now be leading this organization, into the future and forward. So definitely, I really hope that everyone's able to join us for these Gala Finals in April, and enjoy all this different music making, hear some insights into the repertoire, some behind the scenes shots and more, and again, get to know what a piano competition is a little bit more like, from the inside out. If you're in Indianapolis, would love to see you come, love to see you attend the event. I think it'd be really, really a lot of fun. Get your tickets now, because I know they're selling pretty quickly. It's really one of the most exciting events, I would say, of the year for the orchestra and for the organization. I mean, after all, classical piano, it happens every 4 years. That's kind of like the Olympics almost. So it's quite a big deal. And in addition, I would like to thank all of the different host families that are sponsoring these different finalists. Knowing from experience, one of the best parts of this competition is the fact that you get paired with really loving, caring, and generous sort of host parents that you'll stay with during your time. You'll practice at their house, so they'll be hearing piano, all hours of the day, and they take you to and from the competition. And there's just so many different parts of why this organization is so wonderful. But the host parents, I'm sure all the finalists would agree, make it just a real blast to be around. So with that, if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But I just wanted to share this little announcement. You'll be hearing more from Tonebase in the coming weeks about where and when to watch. For anyone that's curious, the programming is Friday, April 4th at 7 p.m. That'd be Eastern time, Indianapolis time. And then Saturday, April 5th at 5:30 p.m. will be the next night of the finals. And then shortly following will be the announcement and presentation of the awards. So I really hope that you guys check out the 2025 American Piano Awards. And if jazz is your thing, stay tuned for 2027. But I just want to thank American Piano Awards for partnering with Tonebase on this, for sharing this little live stream announcing this collaboration and partnership, and I'm really looking forward to future ones to come. So thanks everyone for watching, and hope that you enjoyed this little announcement, and I'm very much looking forward to all the finalists. I know them personally. They're terrific people, and of course, amazing pianists, but a combination of both. So I can't be more delighted. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been listening to all the other different rounds that have been happening across the year. So I might just for your guys' information, I might just drop the American Piano Awards YouTube page, because you can actually watch all of the previous videos of the competition this year and in the past. And you can see, you can find your favorites, and you can listen to the incredible artistry that we've got. So I'm just going to drop that in the chat really quickly, right there. Feel free to check them out. I would highly encourage that. Because if you have anything you want to do leading up to these finals, to be listening to all the competitors, their chamber music, their concertos, their solo recitals. Also, one little other cool thing, of course, is that there is a commissioned piece by a friend of mine, Brittany Green. So that piece is going to be performed as part of this finals celebration. It's a brand new composition, and I can't wait to hear the world premiere of it. So very much looking forward to that as well, and that emphasis on playing the music of living composers, in addition to, of course, the great masterpieces. So join us in April 4th and 5th to celebrate wonderful young talent, to get a lot of different insights about competitions, about what the repertoire is that you're hearing, and join us for that exciting announcement of the awards presentation. So from Tonebase, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and thank you to the American Piano Awards. Cheers, everyone. I'll see you in April.